Hi, my name is Maddie Makovsky, and for my informative speech, I will be doing stuttering. Imagine a world where you're trying to communicate with others and express yourself, but you really can't because you're stuck in your own head. Every time you try to speak, it's slow and not fluent, and it's hard to convey what you're really meaning to the person you're trying to talk to. Um, Many people know someone with a stutter or know generally what a stutter is, but they don't know the specifics on the types, the treatment, or the symptoms of stuttering. So I hope with this speech people become more aware of what it really means to have a stutter. According to Science Daily, stuttering, also known as stammering, is a speech disorder that affects the fluency in which the affected person speaks. This disorder often begins during childhood, and for some, but not most people, will continue into adulthood. Stuttering occurs when sounds, words, or parts of words are repeated or elongated. These breaks in speech are called disfluencies. The affected person often speaks at an uneven rate and sometimes halts while in the middle of speaking. Other people with this disorder follow most words up by saying or People with stutters often become tense and have trouble breathing when they're trying to communicate. This disorder affects more than 70 million people around the world, and it is 4 times more likely that a male will have a stutter than a female. It also affects children aged 2 to 5, about 5% of them, but only 1% of children will carry the stutter into adulthood. There are 3 different types of stuttering. There's developmental, neurogenic, and psychogenic. Developmental is most commonly found in children under the age of 5. They'll develop the stutter at the same time they're developing speech and language abilities. And oftentimes, this type of stuttering will not need treatment as it'll go away as the child ages. And boys are way more likely to have this type of stutter than females. The second type is neurogenic stuttering. It's caused by disruptions from the brain to the muscles and the nerves involved in speaking, and this affects both females and males quite evenly. Lastly, there's psychogenic stuttering, which is most often developed in adulthood, and it develops in the frontal lobe after a traumatic event, and this again will affect males and females pretty evenly. Currently, according to Healthline, there is no cure for stuttering. There's no medication that will help. There's no surgery that will help. The only thing that will really help a person with a stutter is therapy, and it's often behavioral therapy, which the person will go to and learn how to slow down their speech, and will learn proper breathing patterns so that they can communicate more evenly. So I hope that you learned that stuttering is something that affects the person's ability to speak, and I hope you learned that there are 3 different types: developmental, neurogenic, and psychogenic, and that there is absolutely no cure, but it can be helped with therapy. I hope by the end of this speech you have learned quite a bit about stuttering and you understand how it really affects the person's life who has a stutter. Thank you for listening.